Welcome back to another Medals of Mayhem. My name is Patrick Armstrong. I'm the owner-operator of Heritage Medal Service, and today we're here to talk about the Corrections Exemplary Service Medal. Created in 1984, it is the second of the 6 Exemplary Service Medals, which were designed to recognize service for fire, police, peace officer, EMS, Coast Guard, and corrections outside of any provincial awards. This is a federal recognition, and we'll go through just the basics of the medal. It's very similar, as all of them are, with the Exemplary Service Medal, but there are a few identifying factors. First and foremost, you'll see the colors of the ribbon are green and yellow. Consistent with all the Exemplary Service Medals, the yellow stripes represent federal service. Green is the color that the federal government has determined for, I guess, the thin green line. It's supposed to be the color for corrections. The ribbon is a 32 millimeter ribbon, as is standard in most Canadian medals and certainly with the Exemplary Service Medals. Now, the qualifying time for the Corrections Exemplary Service Medal is identical to all the other exemplary medals, which is 20 years good service, or service which warrants merit. It is not a meritorious medal. It is a long service medal, but the conduct has to be becoming for that time. Unique to this medal is that previous service through policing or peace officer or as a military police officer, where your time has not already been accounted for with the Police Exemplary Service Medal, the Peace Officer Exemplary Service Medal, or the Canadian Forces Decoration, if you haven't received those awards and you went into corrections, that time can carry over and count towards the 20 years towards the Corrections Exemplary Service Medal. As with 5 of the 6 Exemplary Service Medals, the Canadian maple leaf is actually cut out. That's unique in the Canadian honors, and we don't see that in any other medals that are awarded federally. It's a 36 millimeter round medal made of a copper silver or copper nickel. It has exemplary service in English and in French and the legend around. And in the maple leaf is the key and torch, which is sort of the universal symbol for corrections. The suspender is a straight slot bar suspender with a fleur-de-lis, and on the back is the royal cipher for Queen Elizabeth. Along the rim will be the person's name, as with all exemplary service medals. Upon another 10 years good service after the initial 20, a silver raised bar with a maple leaf in the center will be issued to be worn on the original medal in the ribbon. Every 10 years after that 20 is a new bar, so at 40 will be 2 bars. In the undress ribbon, to denote a bar, a silver maple leaf is worn. So when you're awarded the 20-year medal, it will just be the ribbon in an undress form. At 30 years, it'll be 1 silver maple leaf. At 40, it'll be 2 silver maple leaves. And somewhere out there, I know there's somebody who probably is shooting for 3 silver maple leaves for 50 years service. There are no post-nominals with this medal. And interesting to note, corrections, in my mind, tends to be the forgotten side of law enforcement. Every day, people interact with police or peace officers. Very rarely, with the exception of visits or maybe having to go to jail, do we run into corrections officers. This is a great way to recognize the service that they have to do every day with convicted persons each and every shift they go to. They don't get the option of dealing with the society that hasn't been convicted. Every single person that a corrections officer deals with has a conviction and is in jail. And I think it's great that they have their own individual medal that sets them apart for that extremely difficult, extremely challenging job. It's time for Medals of Mayhem mailbag, and today's question comes from Marcus from London. And Marcus wants to know, why are some medals worn on the left and some medals worn on the right? Which is a great question. Medals on the left, simply put, are government issue, be it provincial or federal, or even organizational that are accepted by the government, such as St. John's Ambulance. They are worn on the left side. Medals on the right are unofficial government medals, unofficial medals completely. So the Royal Canadian Legion, fire associations, those type of organizations, they'll wear them on the right because they're not to be worn with the left. The left is only to be officially issued medals. Thank you very much for tuning in to Heritage Medal Service, Medals of Mayhem. I'll see you next week. Thank you very much.